Hey you, have you got bills? Bills that need to be paid? I bet those bills would be a lot easier if some magical piggy banks started showing up on your desk, and you just happen to have a hammer handy. That's the premise of this game. Bills must be paid, which is a really cool, small incremental where you pay bills. It starts off simple, but don't worry, like all incrementals, it gets pretty crazy at the end. Those bills won't pay themselves, so we might as well get straight into it. First things first, we load in completely broke, and with a $20 bill to pay. There are, however, the aforementioned magical piggy banks jumping on our desk. So, naturally, I break them. This costs a lot of stamina, and doesn't do much damage, and we only end up with $6, which isn't even close enough to pay our bill. So it's time for some upgrades. I get increased damage, and after my next run I end up with $9, as well as not a single miss for getting 100% accuracy in a run. In my next run, I get a jackpot for $18 from a pig, which highlights an interesting mechanic. The pigs drop randomised amounts of money, all the way up to a rare jackpot. This allows us to pay our bill for the next achievement, Bills Must Be Paid. And we get a nice upgrade for doing so. Unfortunately, our next bill is $45, so it's back to smashing piggies. On the next run, we get the achievement Rookie Smasher for smashing a total of 10 piggy banks. We get a few more upgrades, and on the next run we get the achievement Twice as Precise for getting 2 runs in a row with 100% accuracy. We pay the bill, and now it increases to $200, which is very difficult, so I do a few more runs and unlock the next pig type, the Tourist, which drops some more money, so it makes it a bit easier. We do a few more runs and narrowly pay the next bill, getting extremely lucky with 2 jackpots, and we also find a coin for our collection, which gives us a rare chance at 4 times loot on a smash. This also gets us the achievement Better Than Nothing for getting $100 in a run due to our insane luck. We do a few more runs and pay the next bill, and also unlock Serial Smasher for smashing 100 piggies. After this, we don't get anywhere near to paying the next bill, and have to file for bankruptcy, unlocking the achievement Fresh Start. Speaking of bankruptcy, I'm going to be bankrupt if I don't get monetized by the end of 2026. Not really, but YouTube is making the monetization requirements twice as hard from February 1st next year. But if I get the lower amount of subs and watch hours by this point, then I'll already be monetized and it won't apply. I'm halfway to the watch time goal already, so if you'd please consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate it. We're about 1/4 of the way there, so every little counts. Anyway, where were we? Bankruptcy also introduces the Prestige system, where you can gain currency based off of how many bills you pay to get permanent upgrades like rings. We get a few rings that upgrade damage, stamina, and piggy spawns, and then start another run. What's really cool is the rings show up on the character's hand in-game, which is a quite nice detail. We pay off our first bill to get the achievement One Step at a Time for paying 5 bills total. And we also gain the ability to gamble with a coin flip. Shortly after unlocking it, we win the coin flip to get double money from our run, and also an achievement, 50/50. After this, we unlock the ability to call Big Tony, who is very reputable and definitely not a loan shark. On an unrelated note, even if you pay it back instantly, he charges you more, which is very reputable. And because I am financially responsible, and I know the achievements I need to get, I take out a loan and pay it off immediately for Take a Loan and Pay Back a Loan. A few upgrades and a few runs later, I pay a bill and get a magnet upgrade, which allows me to get the achievement Multi-Smasher for smashing 3 pigs with a single hit. After a few more minutes, we get back to where we were at the end of the last run, and get Strong Start for smashing 2 pigs on the first hit of a day with some good spawn luck. This run also unlocks our next type of piggy, the Wooden Pig, which is harder to destroy but has a higher payout. Next, we get a jackpot on a Wooden Pig, which helps us towards the higher order achievement for getting $1,000 on a single run. This allows us to buy the Phantom Hand, which gives a chance to spawn a second hand that helps doing damage, and Lightning Strikes, which gives a chance to spawn a damaging Chain Strike, which should help a lot with the runs. We do a few more runs and eventually get enough to afford the Toy Hammer, which increases our damage and attack speed by a lot. We also unlock the next pig, Pinata, which has a lot of health and money, but also has a 10% chance to break on hit instantly. This allows us to easily pay the next few bills and get the achievement Making Progress for paying 10 bills total. We also unlock the next pig, Angry Piggy, who is a bull that damages other pigs when enraged by a hit. He might also be a reference to Angry Birds, which is quite cool. We eventually have enough for the next hammer upgrade, which slows our attack speed, but improves the damage by a lot, so overall a DPS increase. We have a few bad runs in a row, but get a coin rain, which helps us get the achievement 5 figures for getting 10,000 in one run. But unfortunately, this doesn't get us anywhere close to paying our next bill, so we unfortunately are bankrupt again. However, there are always upsides to bankruptcy. In the game, please don't take that as financial advice. It also allows us to get a couple of new rings, namely ones that improve crits and loot. We spend a while trying to get back to where we were, and have a few terrible runs combined with losing a coin flip that again leads to bankruptcy. On our second attempt to get back to where we were, we end up getting a coin with a nice stamina regen effect, which is quite handy. We're also able to pay a few more bills to unlock Keeping Up for paying 20 bills total. We also unlock 2 new pigs, Goblig, who tries to steal your coins, and Brotalito, who is the big brother of the default Normalito, so he spawns commonly when Normalitos are smashed. We play for a little while longer before unlocking the new pig, Gambleito, who allows us to play a gambling minigame, Piggy Shuffle, between runs. So naturally, I go all in. Very luckily, I win, and if I didn't, that probably would have bankrupted me. This gets us 2 achievements, All or Nothing for going all in, and Eyes on the Piggy for winning. We also get a new coin that helps with stamina, and a new pig, Rocky, who is made out of stone. He has a lot of health, but also a lot of loot. We also quite quickly get a few upgrades and are really strong and able to smash most pigs really easily. Those bills will be paid in no time. We quickly unlock the next pig, Surgeon Oink, who has a lot of health and is completely invisible for some reason. This run continues really well, until eventually the bills catch up to us and we go bankrupt. But on the bright side, because we paid so many of them off, now we have a lot of prestige points. We use those on rings that give us a massive amount of damage, stamina and attack speed that should help us greatly on the next run. Halfway through getting back to where we were, we get a coin that gives us a small boost to loot based off our coin collection, which is quite nice. We get back to the point where we were, and I now realise I could have afforded the next hammer at this point, which probably would have saved the last run. So I quickly grab it, and it gives us a massive damage boost. And shortly after, we unlock the next pig, who is a bomb that destroys nearby pigs when smashed. We get this before we even have to pay the bill that wiped us out last time, so we're in a really good spot. After that, we pay the bill and unlock the next pig, Spiky, who is spiky and damages nearby pigs. Progress is really fast now, and we get up to having $1 million in the bank for another achievement, the richest broke person. But then we nearly miss a big bill and have to call Big Tony to survive, which puts us in a not so great situation. However, we get really lucky, because we have recently unlocked the Rainbow Pig, who rarely spawns, and we also got the jackpot from him. This gives us enough money to get a new hammer, pay back Tony, and also get the super jackpot upgrade, which gives us a small chance to get a double jackpot. After this, we unlock the Viking Pig, which is just a straight upgrade with more health and more loot. On the next run, we get a super jackpot, which gets us another achievement, Super Jackpot. Things were also going so well that at this point I entirely forgot about bills, and one sneaks up on me that I can't afford, so I have to do a coin flip to survive. This unfortunately fails, so it's back to bankruptcy. This time I grab 2 bracelets that buff loot and stamina and go into the next run feeling confident. On my way back, I get a new coin that buffs my first hit when I hit 2 pigs. It takes me over 40 minutes to get back, but when I do, I quickly power up and get access to Tony's pig, which gives a lot of money, and also a new golden hammer. The latter gives me the achievement Bought It All for buying out the shop. We are now really strong, and have a bunch of effects, like more coins on crits, electric effects, divine light, earthquakes, and many more. We very quickly unlock the last pig, Goldie, who is made out of solid gold and worth a heck of a lot. This also gives us the achievement Piggy Bank Collector for unlocking all pigs. This allows us to easily pay off all of the bills, and when we next load in, there is a massive boss pig for us to defeat. This takes a while, and it's a close fight, but we just about smash it and get the achievement Freedom for paying off all of our bills. This also sadly attracts the attention of the IRS, so we get a massive bill for taxes. But we're not quite done yet. On my next run, I get another coin that gives us a 1 in 3 chance to triple the first pig's loot, which unlocks the achievement Coin Collector for finishing my coin collection. Next, I decide to prestige, which may seem like a weird choice, as to get all the achievements fastest, it would make sense to get all upgrades and then prestige to get the last 2 achievements. But I wanted to see what a maxed out build would look like. Though this does get me the achievement for getting every ring, Prestige Jewellery. And then, after about an hour of solid gameplay, I get back to where I was and get all upgrades for the last achievement, Maxed Out, and finish the 100% in 6.4 hours. And as a reward, I get to witness the maxed out build, which is really cool and a nice reward. And as a final treat, the game unlocks the trophy room, which shows me all of my money, which is really cool. So the bills that must be paid have been paid, and there are no more bills ever. You're very welcome. So that game was really fun. Overall, I'm going to put it in the A tier of my tier list. It was short, sweet, didn't overstay its welcome, and was exceptionally well made. If you want to kill an afternoon playing a nice little incremental, I'd highly recommend buying it on Steam, as it's made by a small team and it's very worth the cost. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you watched my last video, you might be a bit confused as I said my next video would be on Destiny 2, which is the full version of the video I posted a few weeks ago. Well, with YouTube's changes to monetization, I've decided to fully lock in and get monetized before February. So, for now, that means 1 video a week, rather than 1 video every 2 weeks. Also, Mortal Shell 2 just came out, and I have a really cool idea for the 100% for that, so that'll be out a week today, if everything goes to plan. I'm still working on the Destiny 2 video though, but it might end up getting released in mid-September. In the meantime, if you want to watch some similar videos, check out the Incrementals 100% playlist on my channel. And if you want to help out the channel even more, I'd really love it if you liked the video and subscribed, as that will also help on my quest to be monetized. Anyway, that's all from me. Hope you have a lovely day, and with that I will say, bills must be paid. It costs 1 like.